It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watched, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
And I'm Neil.
Last night, we watched episode 7 of The Bachelor Season 18. The show aired on Monday, February 17th, 2014. Here's what we thought about it.
Before we get into the events of the week in Miami, I have a couple of announcements. We will be starting to follow a new show.
Oh, that's right.
Next
yes.
week.
So we want to tell people about it.
We will be dishing on The Amazing Race, Season 24.
Wow.
Okay.
Season 24?
Season 24. This is my pick.
Obviously.
Because The Bachelor was Liz's. This one is mine because I'm an avid Amazing Race fan.
So I get to see something that you are fired up about now.
Yes, I am very fired up about this. Okay,
I like this.
So it starts February 23rd
on
Sunday. Now, there's going to be a little bit of crossover between the remaining Bachelor episodes and the start of Amazing Race.
Can we handle it? It sounds like a lot.
This is what we're going to find out very, very soon. I figure there's going to be 3 or 4 weeks where we're working on both.
Yeah.
But once the Bachelor's over, we're going to focus on the Amazing Race. And when we get close to the end of that, we'll find another victim.
All right. And will that be my pick?
And that will be your pick.
Woo woo!
You will get to select.
I love it.
Please be gentle. This week we were in Miami, the home of Juan Pablo.
Yes, his hometown visit.
Yes. I thought it was very interesting that Charlene, at the very beginning of the show, she was already having reluctance in introducing him to her family.
Yeah, well, that just goes along with the whole Charlene thing, though.
Yeah.
She's hesitant. She can't figure it out. Dude, you knew week 1 out of the limo with the sure that you didn't want to go on a date. So why the heck?
And then for the producers to actually film Juan Pablo talking to his cousin about Mundo.
Oh, yeah, on the couch.
And knowing. Now, I don't know.
But here's the thing with that, though.
Yes.
Did you, and this is a typical Bachelor thing.
Yes.
There was some splicing in that conversation.
You kidding?
So you don't know if he was really talking about Charlene or he was talking about another girl and they're just editing it together to sound like it's Charlene.
No, it was Charlene because she had Mundo.
I know, but then at the end...
Opera singer.
But at the end where he was saying, oh, this might work out for you, or like hugging him, that looked like it could have been spliced. I'm just saying.
I don't have that kind of faith.
I've just seen it so many times where they try to make you think it's going to be one person and then it's completely something different. Okay, let's talk about the one-on-one date with Charlene.
The one-on-one date with Charlene.
First of all, I just hated the whole fact that she kept saying mental connection. Like, what is she talking about? She makes him sound like he has no intellect at all, which pissed me off.
Yeah.
How insulting.
Okay.
And it made her sound totally arrogant, which I didn't like.
Well, I haven't been crazy about her from the very beginning.
I know, but this made it painfully obvious because there was no getting around it.
It made it painful to watch.
Yeah.
Among other things. When I saw the lead up to the date.
Okay.
And I saw her mental cogitating in front of the camera. The thing that popped into my head, first thing, it's like, this sounds so contrived. Oh my God, they are so setting this up for something coming down the line.
Really?
Yeah.
So I gotta say this because this is what struck me about this whole thing.
Yeah.
She goes into this big monologue about how she just doesn't know if there's a mental connection and blah, blah, blah. And this is the day. I just need to find out if we really get each other and, you know, if there's really something there, blah, blah, blah. All she did on the date was make out with him.
Oh.
How does that tell you if there's an intellectual connection?
It's so hard to not kiss him when I'm close to him that it disturbs me. It makes me worry about what's propelling this relationship. Really?
Oh my gosh, really?
Juan Pablo? Because I'm not that familiar with him. I will call him by his first and middle name, unlike Cassandra. Juan Pablo is a moron. He's an absolute.
Why?
How do you feel about me meeting your family?
Okay. Why is that?
She said, her answer, I think it can work. And he was still all up in mundo after the date. Yeah.
So it was another case of the sure, and he still went for it.
He still went for it.
He's just enamored with her, and I don't get it. And then when she said, I just feel happy, and that's not something I let myself feel. What is she talking about? I don't let myself feel happy often. What is her deal?
Okay. She wishes she were a little dumber so this would work.
I couldn't even look at her after a while.
Oh, yeah. When she comes back from the date, she seeks counsel from the house mother.
Of course. Renee.
Fatiguing. This was so fatiguing. She fatigues me.
I wish I was a little dumber. Yeah, that was classic.
That was like you're not bland. So then we go on to the date with Nikki. She's another one. That's a whole nother Oprah, but I can tell you right now, when they read the card and it was announced that Nikki was going on the date,
okay,
I knew at that moment Chelsea was going home.
You knew Chelsea was going home? How did you know?
I knew Chelsea was going home because of the 5 that were left.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no mundo with Chelsea.
Oh, and here's the thing. The whole date with Nikki being structured the way it was to go to Camila's dance recital. Right. Which I thought was really cute.
Yeah, but
the thing you've been waiting for.
Oh, week 1.
Baby mama.
2 minutes in. 2 minutes into the first show. I said, baby mama.
And she was there.
Yes, I knew it.
She was there.
I called that first episode. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm taking
did you see her face, though? Did you see her face as she was watching Juan Pablo with Nikki?
I did not see. What did you see?
It was kind of uncomfortable.
Really?
It was sort of like, I see who you are. I know you're with my man. I don't know if it was jealousy or just she just wasn't liking it. It was just bad.
Oh well, I didn't think that she was gonna like it. No, it didn't matter who she brought.
I know. But it was It was as obvious as when Claire read the date card.
Yeah, the stink face.
It was that same face. But Camila was so cute in the dance recital.
Yes. Oh, and
I loved that.
She got her little solo.
I loved that.
Isn't that cute?
And he brought her flowers.
Wow. I had a little translation moment.
Okay.
With Nikki this time, not Juan Pablo.
What?
But, yeah. When they were at his office.
Okay.
In
the Marlin Stadium or whatever.
And Nikki said, So how do I fit in this family thing? The translation, am I going to have to beat Carla's ass?
You think that's what she meant?
Absolutely.
Do you think she was intimidated by her?
I think that Nikki picked up on those looks.
That you were talking about? No, because they were, trust me, women know.
Oh, yeah.
A woman knows when another woman sees her and does not like her.
Yeah. Am I going to have to beat Carla's ass? So then the announcement, the declaration, Charlene walking down the stairs.
Oh, gosh. It was so anticlimactic.
Oh, it was pathetic.
And then when she was crying to everybody and crying on the couch and they were just saying, you're sure you're not going to have any regrets? It was like, really?
Really?
How could she have regrets when you could tell every ounce of her didn't want to be there and didn't want to be with him?
Yeah. Claire was going, oh, goody.
I know. If she could have done a cartwheel, she would have.
Can I drive you anywhere? Oh, God. And one question. I have just one question.
One?
That whole little section.
Okay.
Why was she whispering?
Okay, but that's the whole Charlene thing. She's awkward. She thought if she whispered, somehow the cameras and the cameramen the microphones wouldn't pick up on what she's saying.
Oh, God. I mean, it's like 2 cameras in the room, 2 cameramen in the room. They're sending this stuff to have it edited, to have it reviewed by the directors, to have it reviewed by ABC policy. Come on now, really?
I know. Poor
she can't be that stupid. So then we get to the group date.
Yes.
With Chelsea, Andy, Renee, and Claire.
Yeah.
Okay. And Juan Pablo makes his declaration as he's sitting around under the palm tree and says, we're going to be spending time on the private island, just us. Yeah, and the cameraman and the director and the director's assistant and makeup
and craft services
and the key grip and the best boy. Come on now, really? There was a moment when Chelsea was reading her letters.
Oh, that was
home.
So hilarious.
I'm accustomed to Andy moaning and the whole insecurity thing, and Claire,
which we had,
we had, and Claire with the whole pissing on her property type of thing, and then Nikki just being all needing a sandwich.
No, Nikki being all arrogant.
Well, but not in front of Juan Pablo.
Not in front of him, but yeah.
And Renee is just, like I said, Renee's too good for this fool.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know.
But in those letters,
yes,
the letters that Chelsea read, there were two highlights.
Okay.
Mom basically telling her, have fun, but keep your clothes on.
Yeah. And Dad saying,
have fun, but don't do anything your mother told you.
Exactly.
Do the opposite of what your mother told you.
Oh my God, it was classic.
That was funny.
I loved it.
Andy had a little mini meltdown.
She did.
And I guess it worked.
It worked. I gotta tell you though.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to be shocking to you, but Andy's kind of growing on me.
They got ointments for that.
No, really. Remember how we were saying we just don't trust her, and there's just all this stuff that we're kind of feeling about her.
I still don't trust her.
I know, but she's becoming
she's in the Peloton, but I still don't trust her.
She's becoming a little more likable for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's letting her guard down.
Yeah, because she's listening to the casting director. Okay. Obviously, Charlene couldn't handle it, and she had to go home.
Anyway, she's growing on me, so I'm kind of getting a little bit of a thumbs up on Andy.
Okay. After Andy gets the rose and she gets to have that little private time in the evening, the date gets extended with her and Juan Pablo.
Yeah.
And the other three go home.
Yeah.
And Potty Mouth Claire is expressing her displeasure on the plane ride back. So then they get to the hotel room and decide, hey, you know what? We're going to have a big old double dose of Craig Ferguson's awkward pause.
Yeah. And Claire and Nikki hanging out. I loved the line, I want to hang out with Nikki like I want to get stung by a jellyfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
The two of them, it's just
really...
It's bad. It's explosive.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm still trying to figure out why.
So what did you think? Well, because they can't stand each other.
I know, but why? Because they're both alike. That's the problem.
No, they are both jealous of the other person's relationship with Juan Pablo.
But it's ridiculous. And maybe this is a woman thing. I don't know. But it just seems totally ridiculous.
Well, it's a classic case of
that's
they
my
both
man. No,
are
that's my man.
Exactly.
That's my man. No, that's my man. That's my man.
Exactly.
Is this a regular thing? Don't these heifers know?
Stop calling them heifers.
This is season 18.
It is.
This has been going 17 times before this. They didn't watch the show before?
No.
Back to the little Claire Nikki little thing.
Okay.
I had to fast forward. I couldn't watch any of it because it just made me uncomfortable.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you didn't hear
I buckled. I couldn't do it.
You didn't hear the stuff they were saying to each other?
Not all of it. Once they got into the room, yeah, Daddy was done.
Wow.
Daddy was done. So I did. It's like I'm hearing people dropping F-bombs and stuff. Believe me, it's not like I'm a choir boy by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you are not.
Okay, but the thing is, Claire was right.
I know. You know what? I hated to admit it.
Claire was
but
right.
Claire was totally
Andy whined her way to that rose. Absolutely.
She did.
I hate to admit it. I don't like acknowledging Claire being right about anything.
No.
It could be the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and I would still say she's wrong. But she was right.
She was. And I loved that Nikki's arrogance again was just front and center when she said, well, I met the guy's family and everything. Of course I'm going to get the rose.
Okay.
It's just not attractive.
Whatever.
Ugh.
Just tiring.
Yeah.
But then again, I have to remember that I don't want her with him.
Her meaning?
Renee.
Okay.
It literally took an hour before she had any camera time, any real camera time, except for that little thing with Charlene after Charlene's day. She wasn't on. You know, you saw her, but you know how they have the little vignettes where
So what are you trying to say, that you think
Renee's the house mother? I don't know how long Renee is going to be on this show, but like I'm saying, I already got my theory regarding Charlene. If it's not Renee, I don't need to be bothered.
Huh.
Yeah. This show, more than any other show, Renee was just a lump.
Really?
Yeah. There was no standout moment. It was almost like she wasn't in the room. We're going to talk about the cocktail party.
Okay.
Okay? It was, that whole section, that was wasted television for me.
Why?
Claire bitching about Nikki bitching about everybody, Chelsea just being young and totally oblivious to what the hell is going on.
Exactly.
All right? But then the worst part of it was watching Renee sit between Claire and Nikki, Claire and Chelsea, and they're just sniping back and forth about this, that, and the other. And Renee just sitting there, and she's got that look on her face that basically said, I can't participate in your conversation because I don't agree with you, but I have no energy to invest in starting an argument with you, so I will avoid frowning at all costs. But I can't smile because of the two of you. I ain't that happy right now.
The worst part of it was the long period of silence.
Oh, Chelsea's bladder has the worst timing in the world.
I was dying. How could they have even sat through that? That was just
easily
crazy.
Because these are two, and I'm calling them heifers, because these are just two vicious, vindictive, sniping, wanting to get a sad old piece of man heifers.
Okay, so we get the feeling you don't like either of them.
Neither of them.
Okay.
Neither.
Okay.
Neither. None. So we get to the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
No surprise.
No surprise, but when he said Nikki's name, I literally think I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Nikki. Of course it's going to be Nikki.
I know, but I just want him to know the truth about her. And I'm so afraid that they're going to keep going and he's not going to see it.
Based on what they showed was coming next week, I should have gone to Vegas after week 1. Because it's shaking down exactly as I picked it.
Okay, so what do you think the big happening is? The big thing that everybody's upset about?
Okay, Andy is a 26-year-old assistant district attorney.
Yeah.
Okay, so that whole thing at the geyser, I want more than 2 children. Yeah, right. Okay, Daddy ain't having none of that. Because I know Daddy dropped a few dimes to make sure that she became a 26-year-old assistant district attorney.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So I know he's like, I don't think so. You got to come with more than just, I got an inkling that I'm interested in your daughter. No, you have to bring both barrels and be ready to commit to my baby.
Yeah, it looks like it gets pretty intense next week.
Yeah. And the whole Claire thing, oh, God.
But there's always one family who doesn't like the situation or doesn't like the Bachelor or doesn't like something. Yeah. And it becomes excruciating for the girl. You literally feel her pain, like, oh my God,
I know who that is.
I've come through all of this and now you're going to screw it up for me?
I know who that girl is.
Who is it?
That girl is Claire. That girl is Claire, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because trust me, I have seen that once before.
Oh my God, her
being
face.
The last girl in the family to get married. Ooh.
Yeah, her face, it was not good.
Mama's not having it. Mama don't want to hear about it.
Well, and then they showed a clip of Juan Pablo, like, crying.
But there was also the little scene at the overnight date.
Okay.
Apparently next week, it's a Monday and a Tuesday that this is going to be on.
Well, because they have to do the hometown dates with all 4 of them.
Okay.
So they take like a half an hour basically
for each. According to my resident Bachelor expert at work, Tammy,
Johnny and I need to talk.
Yeah. So what she saw was Andy leaving the bungalow.
Okay.
And basically saying, I need off this show.
Really?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. I'm going to hit Amazon as soon as I'm done with this and double check.
Was there a preview or something that I didn't see?
This was the end of the show, the very end of the show when they're showing the scenes from next week.
That's our time for today. Now we'd like to hear what you thought about it. You can comment, tweet, like, or just tell a friend. Thank you for listening.